I didn't think it was working. Well, today, everybody, what I really wanted to talk about was faith. Because something before I started, I felt kind of weird this morning. Y'all, if you were paying attention to what Don was talking about, I noticed that, that he said to tell each other and all your friends your story. And when me and Justin started this and he was telling me, Kevin, you have to teach in class on Sunday, he basically wanted to tell all you guys my story. And then when Don said that, it like shocked me to the max. I was like, what? I was like, that, like it set that up for some reason just because I have to teach now. So that's what I'm going to tell you all about today. Basically, my faith in God, that he got me through all situations that I've been through, and that whatever, it doesn't matter, whatever situation you're in, he's going to get you through it. Just don't ever give up on him. Really, that's all I have to say. But first, I'm going to start off with this question right here for you, all you guys. Next slide, please. That's my question. What is it going to take to make your faith real? That's what I really wanted to start off on, and just let y'all sit for a second and think about that while I teach y'all my lesson. I just wanted to let y'all know, what is it going to take to make your faith real? Because today I'm going to explain to you the situations that I've been through, that God has brought me through, because I'm not ashamed to tell you about anything I've been through in my life, because I feel that I got a fresh start, and I thank God for that so much. So I just wanted to let you guys know that, because you see me each and every Sunday thinking like, oh, Kevin's this cool guy and I'm a real nice person. I am. Don't take me to be granted, but it's that I've been through a lot of things, and I feel that guys feel you know me, but you really don't. And it was just so hard to struggle with the things I've been through and to get here where I'm at today, basically. And that's all I really want to tell you about. So, next slide. Okay, first I want to tell you about my perspective on life growing up as a kid. First off, growing up as a child, it was really hard for me. I would say at the times, I was really young, I had nothing really going on, and all I had with my life was sports and school. That's all I had to do. I didn't have anything else. So my major of my days, I just went to school and played basketball each and every single day in Charleston, South Carolina. I'm not going to say Charleston's not pretty, but where I lived at was very boring, very, very boring. Old Pond Road was horrible. And every single day I come from school, all I did was always want to go across the street and play basketball with my friends. Never got a chance to like focus on certain things in life, because it was hard to have a relationship with my father. And like after my parents, they got separated, it was really difficult to get the men thing I needed. Like I was growing up in my life 7 years, I feel. I was talking to my mother yesterday, I think it was 7 years without my father. So I didn't get a chance to meet my father until I was 13 years old. But, and my mom said, I didn't get to see him as much when I was younger, but he was always around. But growing up, when I turned 13, all those years passed, it got to certain times where I used to always ask my mom, like, where's my dad? Like, why is he giving my sisters money? Why am I not getting any money? Why is he always showing them more love than he shows me? But I felt at that point in time, like, I'm always crying, wondering where he's at, always down here in Atlanta, Georgia. I never know who he is, always begging him for something. But I feel to this day I don't have to do that anymore. But it's just like, I just hated that so much, and how much I had to grow up with that in my mind. It really killed me inside, that he showed more love to my other family members, but not me. And I didn't do anything to him. But basically, overall, what I'm trying to say is that I didn't give up at that point in time. Is that first, it was hard because I had my grandmother in my life. But it was like she always took me to church, always took care of me, while my mom was like, when she was sick and always had her problems, it was like I still had a shot at something because someone still cared about me. Which was my grandmother, who always took me to church and still tried to keep me with God. So during those times, I was young, always following the Lord, always like, I loved going to church with my grandmother at Ferryfield Baptist. It was really fun. Like, and I'm always talking to her about certain things, and then it got to a point in time in 2007 when my grandmother passed away. And that killed me, like really. You understand how I feel inside. I feel like I'm literally tearing up right now. I really miss my grandmother because she did so much for me. And like, she just was always had my back when in certain situations. Like, my grandmother loved me so much. Well, she loved all of us really much. But it's just like, she had this personal thing out for Kevin, like, I'm gonna do this for him, take him here, and all of that. It's like, that's why I loved her so much to this day. And I'm sad that she had to leave. But after that, I felt that that's when I started to give up and said, like, man, it's over now. I don't know what to do anymore. Like, so when my grandmother passed away at her funeral, I was really crying my eyes out. It was horrible, and I just didn't know what to do anymore. So after that, I say years passed, and then that's when I stopped following God. I could say at the most, after 2007, I didn't go to church for like 2 years straight. Those 2 years, then I didn't follow anything. And I still was doing the same constant thing, basketball, school. That's all I had in sports in general, basically. But it was really hard in those times. I said, but thank God I had my friend who lived across the street, Jeremy, and his parents who were really church-bound. They always went every Sunday. But I hated it so much, like, when he always go to church on Sundays, I always got to stay home and be bored all the time, can't go across the street and play and chill with him, play video games and things like that. I hated it so much. So I took the initiative to try, use most times, spend the night at his house on Saturdays, just so I could get the opportunity to go to church, because I was always afraid to ask if I could go with them. And so I took the opportunity and I went with them. I remember that same Sunday I went to church with them. I can't remember what the lesson was, but I learned something, and I felt really inspired. I was like, man, like, I felt so welcome in that church. Like, I was like, man, it feels like a new home that I'm welcome to. It was really hard to go into it, but I changed my whole perspective. And like, I was like, well, I'm gonna start following God again, try to get into him. Even though I still didn't understand the Bible at that time, I was like, I'm still gonna give him a shot just to see how can he how he come into my life. So that going towards past, then a relationship still with my dad. Justin didn't fix it, but it was supposed to be my dad first. Still going on with my dad. I think I was still 13. When I got to 15, that's when 13 was when I first started coming down here. And it was really hard, always hearing the constant stories of why he never saw me, or why we had situations where I could never come down here and be with him, why he didn't give me certain things my other siblings didn't have. And I really didn't ever want to talk to him about it. Like, to this day, I still don't have the courage to talk to my dad and be like, why did you do that? I don't know what it is. I'm 18 now, and I still can't do it. Because I'm a man, and I still can't talk to my dad about that, I feel, to this day, because I'm really nervous, and I just don't want to know about it, because I feel I've been cruising on with my life, and it's been kind of good so far, and I don't think it's a reason why I should be able to know that. So I just left it alone, because everything's going pretty good so far. So after that, when me and my dad still have a relationship good to this day, thank you, Jesus, that me and him still back and forth, we're still talking and a lot of things, and this thing's been pretty good. And I love God for that he gave me an opportunity to have a relationship with my dad, because I really needed that male bond, because I've been living with my two sisters and my mom.